Good morning, everybody. Sorry to blow out your ears there. It's the GM show. I'm
Good
Freeman,
morning, Degens.
joined by my co-degen, my co-captain. I feel like we need to start treating this like a ship, like a pirate ship, right? So, right? Right? Why I see
Um,
your face. It doesn't look good.
I don't know. I just never. I don't know. I don't know why we would treat it like a pirate
I
ship
don't
at
know
all.
why we wouldn't.
Um,
The DGen DeFi logo
all right,
looks like a
so
torn up pirate. Oh, wait, anyway, okay. So
it
my
does. I get it. It does. It
co-captain,
is. Yeah, the pirate flag is true.
what do
Yeah.
they
All
call
right.
it?
I see what you're thinking.
Mate? Do they call it my mate, my shipmate,
First
my
mate.
first mate? I don't
First
know.
mate.
What do they call those
First
people?
mate.
Are they
If you're the
captains?
captain, then I'm the first mate.
I don't want to be the
I don't know.
captain. I'll run us
I just
straight
don't
into
want to
the
be the
shore.
one that swaps the poop deck. Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about crypto banter and tell you guys what we're seeing in the charts, the ether, and to give you all of the non financial advice we can. So let's talk a little bit about Solana. It seems like every day so far on this show, we talk about Solana. And I really wish it was for a better reason. You know, we were just talking about how they just raised a bunch of money for their wallet, the Phantom wallet, and how they were now evaluated at over $1 billion. And then just last night, this huge wormhole bridge hack happened, where it was like a $300 million hack, and the price of Solana dipped 13% following the attack. So that's pretty brutal. And we were just talking about how Solana really has a infrastructure and security problems, and this just does
Yeah.
not look good for them. Even though I was reading that these kind of attacks happen pretty commonly across different blockchains, but just not a good sign for Solana, I would say. And you know, there were some really funny comments. I just have to point out some of these comments on Crypto Panic for this article. Someone here, just so that I'm not the one saying this, this says Sol is the biggest trash chain ever. So, you know, take that for what it is. But there's a lot of soul hate on here this morning.
Yeah.
Trash, clown
Yeah.
chain.
You know,
Um,
like I was saying, like the market in the NFTs is what's kind of holding it up, I think. And then beyond that, it's like these crashes and hacks. Like, dude, it's just yeah, it's only it's yeah. I remember one time I think it was like one of the first times that the network crashed, and I just entered a trade, everything looks like it was going to start turning up and everything, and then that crash happened,
Mm-hmm.
and all the coins were like, whoop, then everyone else was going up, but Sol, the one coin that I like was just trading that day, just tanked it, like right when so I've been, it's wrecked me, man.
You've
But
been burned
I think,
by the
yeah,
soul. The
the
soul.
so it is I don't know. I really, because it's like Soul, and then there's, I mean, like there's other coins that like aren't nearly as secure. Like Polygon isn't really that secure of a network, and so it's just like you have, I don't know, but you have trade-offs. It's not that secure, but it's also faster and a lot more efficient than
Mm,
something like Ethereum.
mm-hmm.
So you have like, yeah, it's, I don't um, I don't know. The people who love Soul are, this isn't gonna, I don't think, gonna change their minds, and the people that hate Soul aren't gonna change their minds. Like, so it's just like I don't know if this is that new. It's gonna like,
Yeah, it's not
I don't
gonna
know. The
change
market did,
anyone's mind.
yeah, because like yesterday the market dipped for everything.
Yeah, that's
Really,
true.
everything took a drop. So um, I don't know. When news stuff like that comes out with Soul, I really, um, once in a while you'll see some sort of reaction to it, but sometimes it's just, the market was already kind of going that way anyway. So
Mm,
um, I don't know. Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
interesting. I was just reading some more details about it.
Let's try to get some
Just problems.
just problems.
Sounds like
Yeah,
something very confusing happened here,
sounds well.
and
Like
it
it's
sounds
just
like a
like
problem.
Solana is, I think, one of the top 10 cryptos right now. Like as far as like right,
Yeah,
like size wise, like liquidity and stuff.
yeah, I think so. I'd have to
Um,
double check.
and if you just look at like, yeah, is it going to stay on that top 10 list for much longer? You think? I don't know, man. Because
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
remember, every year that top 10 list, like it
Changes.
changes. Like there's like
Yeah,
some years it's like, holy crap, you don't, the top 10 is like unrecognizable.
yeah. Well,
Um,
you got a lot of
so it's
chains
it's interesting.
joining the game,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, nothing is set in stone. And you know what? When family members are like, "Oh, what other coins should I invest in besides Bitcoin and Ethereum?" and I'm like,
Yeah.
here's where things get a little tricky because none of these are guaranteed to be around, a year from now, or like relevant, or even around in 5 years. So
Hmm.
it's risky
Yeah.
outside
I
of
tell
kind
I
of the
tell my
basic
family,
tokens.
don't invest.
Yeah.
Don't invest. Like like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Not in all.
Long
Don't
term, all
invest. Like,
of these are really risky investments long term, I'd say.
I don't know. People are gonna come at me, like the hodlers are gonna to
Yeah,
really
of
come at me
course.
for saying that. But I'm not a hodler, so that's just my point of view. It's just like I don't hodl. I get anxiety when it drops down 10% overnight, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just me
Yeah.
personally. I can't do it. I can't hodl. I'm a trader. I like to
Yep.
to to buy in and get the hell out. That's what I like to do.
Well, and
But
I
that's
think
me.
for
And
people
yeah,
that are even long term holding hodlers, boomer hodlers, even that crowd should be thinking about the things they think are long term, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, should even be like questionable about, long term. I don't think there's any long term safe and long term investment strategy with crypto, and that is probably an unpopular opinion among all the crypto people. But
yeah,
I just think it's too early to know for sure who the long term players will be. Yeah, Bitcoin and Ethereum have been around for a
yeah,
long time, like 10, over 10 years.
right.
So
This,
that's a long time, but five
and I
years,
think
a lot
eventually
happens.
I think eventually Bitcoin will be flipped by something, Like I just, yeah, I just, it's just a matter of time, I
Yeah,
think.
everyone mostly talks about Ethereum, right, being in danger from all
Yeah,
these other tokens and blockchains. But even, yeah, Bitcoin is is at risk there
Yeah, and
too.
well, and
So
Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin pretty well. So I think
yeah.
because it's just a lot more uses out of Ethereum. Like there's a reason to have Ethereum with a smart contract or something, right?
Hmm.
Um, there's utility involved with Ethereum. With Bitcoin, it's really just a store of value at this point, right?
Hmm.
Some people are using it as currency, but that's very small, isn't it? So, uh, yeah, uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a hodler. Total, no hate on hodlers, you know, or anything like that. It's just not what I do. I was a hodler until the crash in 2017, 18, whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
Not anymore. Then I learned how to short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of demoralizing sometimes when those big crashes come, especially if it's in your, yeah, it's demoralizing those big crashes when you're just holding. And you're right. Once you discover that you can short on the futures, it opens up a whole new idea of how to play the market in your mind because you're like, oh, I can make money going up and down. That's how the
Right.
big players in the world really make money off the markets. They play up and down.
Uh,
On the crash,
yeah.
they're making money.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
You're like,
Next
oh, and
next next headline,
all
my
the
friend.
other stuff I'm not going to talk about right now. So next headline: GameStop is going to launch their own NFT marketplace with Ethereum
What?
two layer immutable X. So GameStop. I saw
Yeah.
what's that? Radio Shack. All these old retail electronic stores now are trying to get in on blockchain technology, and I think it's kind of entertaining to me. But GameStop's had obviously a brand resurgence in the past couple of years, and so why not capitalize on that? But it sounds like
Yeah.
it'll be
And I
launching later this year. This
and I
new marketplace.
think um the the same crowd that got into
Hmm.
the whole GameStop stock
Stonks.
whole ordeal is stonks, right?
Hmm.
It's similar to the same degen group that's in the crypto space. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's they're just like, hey, this is pretty much the same. It's our target market right now. Um, I don't know. Probably you know, I guess smart on them. I'm interested to see how that works. So is there a marketplace? Is it going to be like primarily like NFTs for like games, kind of type
That's a
deal?
great question. That would be probably the right niche for them to go
That's what I'm
after.
thinking. Like,
It sounds like so. There's
right.
going to be $100 million grant. It's going to fund developers who will launch their gaming NFT projects on the marketplace. So yeah, it sounds like they're
Oh,
targeting games,
man,
which is
every
really
time I'm
cool.
playing a video game, like I'm playing GTA or something, I'm just like, I so
I
wish
know, right?
I
Those
that you
open
could like,
world
oh,
games. Once
and they're
open
so
world
close. Like,
games get get the crypto
yeah, because
layer, it's gonna be so next
yeah.
level. Then I'll get
Well, they
back
already
into
have
gaming.
all like the rarities. Like they're like, oh hey, if you do X, Y, and Z and you complete these missions, you get this super rare hat or something. And it's just like all you have to do if you incorporate that onto the blockchain, like then that hat you can then sell for X amount of dollars to another player,
Hmm.
and it's just like I totally that is totally the direction this is going.
Yeah.
So I just want, and I wonder if I'm hoping that like GTA 6 incorporates that. It's like that would
You
be
would
the
hope
coolest thing.
so.
Is just like GTA 6 is like, you know what? All your cool cars and everything, and your weapons, and if they had their own currency, the GTA token or something, like, dude, you can, yeah, that would be killer, man. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can dream.
Right now I just dream. Yeah, now I just dream exactly. Now it's like, now it's just right
I
now
think
it's just
it's
a dream.
just a matter of time, though. really, on with those
Hope
things.
so.
Here's the
Hope
little
so.
last little headline.
There's a lot of quite. I would say there's quite a bit of pushback against it. Like a lot of the gaming community really doesn't want anything to do with the NFTs. But I just don't think that. Also, they aren't quite
Well,
familiar.
fine.
You know, they're kind of already playing in that ecosystem. You know, it's not really going to change so much for them in their game
Yeah, well, what if, I
experience
mean,
and
yeah, I think a hybrid of NFTs and then like tokens, like in-game tokens
mhm.
that are that you
Yeah.
can then go
Well,
swap
yeah,
for
yeah.
real money. All that kind of stuff is going to
It's like
be
who
native in games at
when
some
these
point.
gamers once they get the opportunity to be like on their favorite games that they already played, and it's like, hey, you know what? You could actually make cryptocurrencies and then make turn that into real fiat money, right? That's
Hmm.
what's kind of like who's going to say no to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everyone wants to be the purist in the room, but come on, if someone's going to pay you to play, I think most people are going to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
All
Definitely.
right, next head. Next,
This is the last little
next
headline
headline.
here, just talking about how Web3 developer growth has hit an all time high as the ecosystem matures. But yeah, 2021 sounds like, according to a bunch of data from GitHub that was analyzed, just shows that there was about 34,000 new Web3 developers that started projects on GitHub last year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just growing steadily, steadily, and more. So I think the interest is certainly at an all time high. And I think a lot of developers are seeing the potential and just seeing how every idea is new when you add the Web3 layer to the ideas. So
Right.
there's a lot of
Well, that's
open
our problem,
space.
right? I mean, like we there's just so many damn ideas
Yeah,
out there that it's so hard for us to choose. I mean, we spent all summer
just
just trying to
playing
figure
with
out
ideas.
what idea are we going to do, and all we could do is just come up with so many damn
It's
ideas because
crazy.
there was so much things that are that you could do in Web3. You know, it's the
Yeah.
hard part is just narrowing it down to one idea.
Yeah.
That's the hardest
Yeah,
part.
truly. And then you
Right.
got to go all in on that idea. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And
it's
then you gotta go all in.
there's a lot of land. It's a land grab, I guess, and there's a
It
lot of
is for
land. So you
sure,
just got to choose, like, do I
for
want to be
sure.
in the mountains or on the beach or in the plains? So, but yeah, so
Mars
anyway,
or
yeah, I think it's great. And we do
yeah,
some tutorials. We're starting to do some tutorials on this channel, so
yeah.
everybody check
Check
those out.
out.
And yeah,
LaFleur's
if
doing
you
some dope
I'm trying to
dope
make it
tutorials.
simple, so like no code stuff for Web3, so that all you noobs and boomers can join the fun and start developing Web3 applications. It's a lot of fun. It's very
Mm-hmm.
rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the commercial would say. Cool. Well, let's check out the market today. Our own
Oh,
weather man, MDW Jones, is gonna break down the markets for us and
is the
tell us what's
W
going on.
supposed to be for weatherman? Is that it? Is it and
You tell
Matthew
us.
Douglas Weatherman Jones?
You tell
No,
us,
you're the one.
MDW Jones.
You're the one that
It's
added
very
Matthew.
weird for someone to have two middle names, but RMDW Jones has two middle names, and it looks like we're going to the charts.
Shut
That's how
it.
he
Just
shuts
shut up.
me up.
Oh, all right, all right. So, let's pick off where we were yesterday. So yesterday in the church, we were somewhere right around here, I believe. Right, we were like hitting that line, and I was like, you know what, we could. There's a chance it could pop up and try to challenge this zone up here and try to break out, but yeah, it did exactly what I was saying. You know, it was a dump day and it broke right through. So what's interesting is back here kind of. it would be kind of hard to say, oh yeah, this was a solid trend line back at this time. But um, you can, I mean, if you're, yeah. So, anyways, you can see it broke through, and then within a day, it just it was just a fake out, right? And I was kind of thinking that possibly might have played out here, right? When was watching this breakout, and I was like, if it pops up, I don't know if I was gonna short, right? If it challenged the line, because that's what a lot of people were saying. All right, it's breaking down now. Get ready for the challenge, and then it's going to go down lower. So a lot of people were anticipating a short up here. And I was pretty cautious because right, yeah, it's something kind of similar down here. But none of that played out. It just pretty much kept trending downward. So what I mean, at this point, it's like I'm looking at the vector candle zone right here that it's looking at. Right, it's chasing liquidity. It built up a ton of longs up here. Right, they got a lot of longs. Right, so they have a lot of people going in, saying long, 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 long. This is it. We're gonna keep going up. And then they turn it around, and so there's a ton of liquidations down here. um, and then I was also saying there's a ton of short liquidations right up here. So I see a pretty quick turnaround, right? Kind of similar to what we saw back here. But yeah, just because the market makers like to chase liquidity, so you just got to see where's the money at for them? And right now they got quite a bit right here. They have a whole bunch. There's quite a few shorts, right? Shorts that they're gonna want to um, wreck, essentially, right? They got a lot of. They're trapping a bunch of people right now in the zone. Um, so just be careful when you're trading. Like right now, I'm looking to probably short most things. Just because it's like, look, I mean, if you look at the momentum, this is the 4 hour, huge momentum way still. We have the money flow going down, right? That's good. Money flow going down. VWAP was going up. So if you see the VWAP kind of going up, but the price is still trickling down, that's not a very that basically says this is looking it's still pretty bearish, or if you want to call it that. Right, it's just looking like this. Not it's not that momentum isn't enough to really change the price or have the price change direction. So now it's tapered off. So you can kind of expect it to kind of go back down. Maybe money flow crosses down into the red. And we could go down here. We could come back down and challenge the macro fib level here at 32. I would say 30 between 32 and 35 is kind of a big, yeah, here, right in between this zone, right? This is where I'd be kind of looking to say, okay, or take short, kind of wait till you get to the zone, take profits, or potentially what I'm looking to do is, yeah, do that, and then looking to potentially long from there. We'll see. Um, so that's how far I think Bitcoin's going to go. Somewhere around 35, 32. That's what I would guess, but it could totally not do that. I could be 100% wrong. I have been wrong so many times before, but that's okay. I'm not here trying to right. I'm a momentum trader, right? And so I look to see where the momentum's going, and I trade in that momentum, and that just increases the probabilities that my trades are going to go in my direction, and then I take profit. I have no idea if the market's going to give me profit or not, but when it does, I take it, and that's how um, I've been successfully trading. But it's not right. And it's all everyone's just that all these indicators and everything, right? It's all just different ways to interpret price direction, right? Which way is it going to go? And so like there's not like, find your strategy that works for you, right? It could be completely different than mine. That's awesome. You shouldn't try to just copy someone's strategies. Definitely try out a bunch. I had to try out a ton and get wrecked a ton because it's all mostly about your mentality when you're trading, right? It because you can sit there and like Jason Casper, he does great streams on showing you like different strategies. He'll do like 100 trades per strat and just kind of see what your P&L would be and stuff like that. So it's great to kind of like go back and see how those strats did. And the reality is like you can try any of these strats, but if you don't have the mentality, if you're not in the mental state to be able uh, uh, to trade that strat, you're gonna lose money. It's not a given that you're gonna make money because once you're in a trade, I mean, we're emotional beings, and emotions play a huge role. And I'll get into a lot more about the psychology of trading in this stream as well. Um, but okay, let's move on to a different token. What do you want to see, Lafleur? What do you want to see?
I want to see. Well, what are some of your favorites? Do you like XRP? Do you like Sol? Do you like
I like
AVAX?
them. I'm on AVAX right now,
Okay,
so
let's do that.
check out AVAX because AVAX has been. I like AVAX a lot. I like the project. I like the name Avalanche. I like I like a lot of things about it. Um,
I like its red logo.
Now it's so cool. Um, and so it's definitely wanting to come up and challenge the 30 MA here, 50 MA. I mean, and it's definitely so. This is the 24 minute. Let's go back to the 4 hour here. Oh, so yeah. So you know what? I mean, AVAX would be one that I would maybe be wary of shorting right now, guys, because if you see here in a 4 hour, it's unlike Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin crashed through its kind of trend line, right? Let's just make one. I took the wrong tool. Um, let's just do a short one here. It's not like doing too freaking bad. I mean, if you try to draw some trend lines here, yeah, like this larger kind of trend line. Let's do this larger one. It's just bouncing off of it. Now these trend lines, right? It's not like I don't solely trade on them, right? I look for confluences. I look for, hey, if it's hitting here, what's the momentum? What's the momentum looking like, especially on the lower time frames? All right, so like right now, definitely still dumpage here. It could come down, like we could see a candle still come down, I think, and fill these wicks here. Here, um, yeah. So they could definitely try to fill those wicks more, get some candles to print. Maybe even wick down below, psych people out. But really, I mean, this could totally just be a bounce right back up, right? The thing is that it is no, it's not. See, it's not really. It's not even a lower low. So you got higher lows, higher highs.
Yeah, I could see
That's
it
that's the trend you
bouncing.
want to see. So yeah, so really, I wouldn't. And so this 4 hour, this wave's down here. It's really extended. So 24 minute, yeah, I would. I mean, yeah. So I'm going to be watching on like AVAX what's happening on the 4 hour and kind of wait to see if it really starts to turn around there. So like right now, I have an alert trade for AVAX. I'm going to turn that sucker off. I'm just going to watch it and see what happens, especially once it gets up to here. Maybe it might challenge here. And maybe that might be a good short, right? Something around there. Um, but yeah, I mean, you got a golfing candle right here already. So yeah, that's looking looking like a little that AVAX looking more bullish than Bitcoin, right? Um, in my opinion, not advice. Um, all right, so let's check out XRP. I'm just gonna check out all my positions that I'm looking to possibly
Mm-hmm.
take today. All right, so um, yeah, XRP is probably looking just like AVAX here, isn't it? XRP messes with me once in a while, man. So yeah, higher highs, higher lows. Could just be bouncing off of here. Yeah, 4 hour extended wave. Look at that. We're starting to trend up. We still have a green money wave. VWAP's going up. So yeah, you could definitely kind of see the market, the momentum starting to reverse up. Because if you see here, yeah, I mean, I could see it at least like, oh, how high will it bounce? Like how high will it go? I mean, it could post a lower high. That's for sure a possibility. And so for that, you kind of look for these kind of vector candles it wants to take. That's some liquidity up there, but then also you got all of these up in these levels as well. So yeah, watch out for that. It's once it crosses the 50, like what I do is if I see it cross the 50, then what I'm looking to do is I wait for it to challenge it, right? So it crosses it up, and then I'm looking for it to challenge the 50 and then bounce right back out. All right? Because if if it just plows right through, then you're looking at either more downside or just a range that you got to be cautiously playing it. Um, so XRP again, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable in the short. Right. I like to mostly trade at the beginning of the dots. All right. Right. So sorry, these dots are overbought, oversold, momentum dots. Okay. That's what I call them. So these dots, um, they basically tell me where the momentum is really changing. And if you could see, it's usually after like a large thing. So I'm not trying to get the tops or the bottoms. I'm not searching for those, right? I'm just going with the momentum and then taking my profits, right? I'm not trying to get the max amount because every single time I've done that, that's when I get wrecked. All right. So that's how you trade and you do really well with that, awesome. I know like people who trade with like Jason Casper over there and stuff like that. Like he's really good at getting those tops and getting those bottoms. But what was so frustrating for me is when I get front run, right? When I set my levels and it just doesn't quite hit it, and then the market takes off, and I just couldn't stand. I'd much rather have a position to be in. You know, um, that's how I just get so frustrated if I get front run. So I like to just be in play, be in a position, um, and because once you're in a position, it could go either direction, right? But it's not at that point. It's in your control, right? Um, Beyond that, and none of it's in your control. All right, so I'm gonna hold off on this short too. Gosh, you know what I bet is could happen? I'm not gonna bet. Well, maybe. So like on this 4 hour, right? So it's going up, and we have 34 minutes. The candle can close, and then just boom, come on right down. Excuse me. Yeah, there we go. I mean, it definitely can have another kind of range candle right here, and then pop up. But we'll see. We'll see. That could definitely be a scenario. But I'm going to be looking for that on the lower time frames, right? Because right now it's trying to challenge, it's trying to break resistance here, and it looks like it could be overextended, right? It's a big wave over here on a 24-minute. So yeah, I'll keep this short. Why not? We'll see what happens, huh? Um, because I think I could get maybe a percent, right? But with leverage, that's decent. That's enough. All right. So Nice little scalp potentially. All right, Soul.
Sol.
Soul here. We're just talking about this POS here. All
Oh,
right, so
wow. Shots fired.
no, I like Soul. Um, I like them all. I like them all. They're all my favorite. Um, I do find myself a lot of times saying, man, if I just hodl short a position on Soul until it gets to zero. No. So if so yesterday, what was it? Yesterday you were saying that's had giant. Yeah, it did. I mean, big old droppage. Let's go to 4 hour. See how it's doing. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Oh, look at. Let's get more. Let's zoom out. All right. So yeah, you can see. So 4 hour. End of January. Was that Monday? Broke over the 50 and it crashes under. So now what we're kind of looking. Oh, where? Yeah. So what we're looking to see is if it challenges the 50 at all. But I mean, what's more likely, right? Are they gonna chase these liquidations? These? Um, I don't know. What are they gonna go after first? But let me get this out of here. Okay. So if so, soul. I mean, it doesn't look. I would say it has room to come down for sure. I mean, it's showing a little bit of potential to be bouncing off a level here for sure. Um, so yeah, I mean, with these altcoins, see, it's actually these altcoins are bouncing off of um, these levels, guys, versus Bitcoin, right? This is why I really don't trade too much with Bitcoin anymore because it's not really behaving like the alt as nearly as well as the altcoins. These so yeah, I mean, Sol, given that bad news yesterday, it's still looking more bullish than Bitcoin, I'd say. Um, yeah, interesting, interesting. All right, what other tokens? What do we want? Is that
Hmm.
good? What do we want? What do we want to
I mean,
hear?
that's pretty good, but let's see. What are some of the other
Oh,
tokens? Oh, yeah,
Ethereum.
let's
Maybe
look
we
at
do Ethereum. Yeah,
Ethereum.
that's interesting because I like to see oh wow, yeah, look at this right now.
Whoa.
Giant pumpage going on with Ethereum.
Whoa.
All right, so we got
Pumpage.
pumping it up. All right, yeah, check it. All right. So again, why do I keep selecting the wrong tools today, man? It's bothering me. Yeah, it's just bounce, maybe bounce, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, totally bounce or just come crashing back down. I don't, I don't know, but that's what it could do. Is what the price can go up or it could come down. That's what it can do. But it does look like it could be bouncing off of this level here, right? I mean, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not, I'm
I
not,
think so.
I'm not gonna be shorting it, right? Because it's not really it. I'd be shorting it if it was like hitting a top level, right? And if I like up here, great time to short, right? You got the momentum coming down, boom, good time to short. Now, uh, I'd be cautious. I'd be very cautious. It's a more riskier short. And if it is, it could you have a higher chance of it being a very small scalp, which isn't bad, right? Take those small
Mm-hmm.
scalps, get those
Get the
profits.
profits.
Uh huh. Now in the 24-minute. So this green vector candle. Now be cautious, okay? So this green vector candle could definitely help take the momentum up and maybe even wipe out some of this these vector candles up here. Again, we can post lower highs, right? We don't have to, just because we've had higher highs for a little while now doesn't mean this one's going to be a higher high. So with this high, maybe it's going to claim these vectors and then come down, and then at that point, then you're looking at, all right, are we going to get lower lows? Are we going to really get a large correction here? Um, and that totally could be the case. So this green vector candle, I mean, yeah, that this is right here. Like the thing that you have to be cautious is, remember, green vector candles. That's where the market maker's shorting. This is where they're opening shorts. All right, so you got to be careful. Okay,
Hmm.
don't be FOMOing into these green candles because it could just be challenging the 50 EMA, come right crashing back down. Right, we could be getting a red dot here on a 24-minute, and it just tries to correct itself super quick, and then you take a quick scalp. You know,
Hmm.
get in, get out. Um, so yeah, so just be cautious on that. I'm gonna turn my alert. So how I trade, right? I have alerts, an alert signal. My bot tells my Bybit account to fill those orders, right? So essentially, yeah, I'm trading all within TradingView. We'll have these cool bots and stuff like that available for people in our Discord. Um, but yeah, it makes it so easy to trade and be able to trade lots of different positions too. Um, so I'm just gonna keep my eye on this stuff, right? If I start seeing the market turn, I'm like, okay, this could be a definitely potential, right? Because if I see these green vector candles, right, and they just and then I but the momentum, if I still get the 4 hour, if the 4 hours still has a red momentum wave, and I still have, and then I get a red dot on a red momentum wave starting on a 24-minute, and I get these green vector candles. Guys, remember, the market maker wants to come back and reclaim those vector candles. They're not going to leave them open. So essentially, that's what these all highlighted spots are, right? Green vector candle, or that's a red vector candle, sorry. Another vector candle zone. These vector candle zones down here, those are from older positions from months ago, right? So once this prints a green vector candle, you're going to find a zone, a price point where the market makers are going to want to return to at some point. It's not doesn't mean it has to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be months, could be years. You don't know, but they're going to want to come back to that. Okay. Um, and yeah, these kind of larger wicks too. Wicks like to be filled. Okay, there's money up there to be had
Hmm.
for liquidity. Um, Now, I just want to so we've seen a lot of these positions starting to just kind of like bounce off the trend lines that was kind of happening for a little bit. I just want to go back to Bitcoin and just take a look in for comparison to see how much more poorly Bitcoin has responded to this dumpage yesterday, right? It's I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It just kind of shows it's like is big. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so you definitely kind of see the altcoins here. These kind of moments, altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. So, I mean, maybe this is right. How low will Bitcoin actually go? I don't know, but I mean, guys, remember it wasn't too long ago when it was just $9,000. So just be careful. Be careful. And yeah, none of this is financial advice.
Oh, oops.
Disclaimer. You're like, I told everyone.
I just went all
Listen to
in.
Matt. Oh yeah, go yeah. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm losing my voice. What's up, Wolf Lord? Are we
Wow,
are we
that's how
done?
little we actually talk in real life. Instead about an hour of talking per day, and we're like we're
Like,
doing the honey and tea remedy,
yeah. Well,
the
is
rock
there a
star
token or anything
remedy.
you want me to cover one at
No,
all
I don't,
before
I
we
think
before we
you just
all
covered
right.
like a lot of the people's most
Yeah.
favorite ones. I think that's a nice
All
roundup
right.
for today.
Well, yeah, and so definitely, yeah, look out. So like right now, um, yeah. Well, I'm gonna also start showing. I'll show off some like liquidations charts here soon because that
Hmm.
kind of helps kind of illustrate a little bit better on what are the market makers chasing. Because yeah, you know,
Yeah,
they don't care
liquidation
about price.
is important key
Yeah,
factor for sure.
yeah,
Liquidated pools
it's just
important.
yeah, because people, the market makers don't care about the price, right? They just don't. They care about where the liquidity is, and then they chase it. And
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, we
so
see
I
that
trade
time and
with that
time
in mind.
again.
Yeah, I trade with that in mind all the time. All right, I'm going to turn my screen off here.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining us for another GM show. Remember that this show it airs every morning at the open of the market around 9:30 Eastern time, and please subscribe, like the video, guys. Really helps us. We're trying to get the momentum going on this show. We're showing up every day for it. And we have tutorials. We're going to be making more tutorials about bots and about Web3 and blockchain stuff. And Matt is going to do more live streams at some point. He's actually going to start just live streaming 24/7. He's going to live in that little pod that you see there, and he's just going to live stream 24/7. He's going to sleep in there. He's going to eat in there. Sometimes he'll go out for a meal,
It's
but
going to be the Truman Show in here.
it is. It's the MDW show. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I'll probably start live streaming. So basically, it's just
yeah,
going to be live streaming trades and stuff, right? So yeah, I'll probably maybe I'll start that tomorrow. We'll try it out.
yeah.
We'll see.
It's going to be kind of
I mean, I
random.
would say today, but I should look into how I want to do that first.
Yeah.
But
We'll chat afterwards, but yeah.
yeah,
So we're trying to give you kind of the shotgun buckshot blast of content every week until we really get our groove. But yeah, please subscribe and like the show. Follow us on Twitter, dgendfi.org. What else? Go to defidegen.org to join the
and that's it.
Discord,
Like,
and that is a
subscribe. Let us know
like.
if you have any questions.
Yes, questions. Leave them in the comments. Okay.